truck is mirror polished, chop channeled, everything you can imagine, and you can drive it with the doors open. Check this out.
The idea came from just my mind's eye. I'm sort of, I guess, creative, you'd say. And I was coming back from mid-Ohio on the motorcycles and drove past a church lot, and there was an old van sitting there, and my son had talked about wanting to have something different to drive to the fancy school. And I said, hey, you're not driving a beat. So I said, you're just gonna drive this old van. It was all chopped up and had holes in it. The guy was using it to camp in. It cost $825. And I took it home, and my wife was not pleased. She said, you're an embarrassment to the city, the family, me. Get that out of here. So I said, well, I told Brian, I said, hey, you know, we'll just chop it so we can put it in the garage, which was sort of a man cave at the time, and nobody will be the wiser. So we went ahead and chopped it, and we were driving like, you know, your head's hitting the ceiling, and I thought, I had a $3,500 budget. And so I said, well, we'll do a couple other things, and then here we are 14 years later, and that's what we have. I had it all in my mind's eye. If you look at the pictures I have, I just had a roll of tape, and I taped it up what I had in my head. And it started off with I met a guy at a bar that could do it. And they chopped it, but then I had that first accident, and he had some guys that were sort of, you know, doing things they shouldn't, you know, drugs or whatever, and they were stealing stuff off, and they thought I was never coming back because they thought I was going to die or something, I guess. And so I went back, and of course I got the truck, and you know, finally got the funds back from that. And then I took it to another guy, and he was really great, perfect. He worked on it about 6 months, and one day I met him, and we were talking about going to court for the previous person. He said, you know, I feel sick to my stomach. I said, well, go home, and he said, I'm gonna go and read the paper. And of course, that's where they found him the next day. So, poor guy. It took 6 or 8 months to get the car back from that. So I worked the deal with everybody's coming in because people didn't want to go through probate, so I got everybody to get their vehicles in. The people across the way from there, parking, we worked the deal, and I said, hey, just work it out, finish it off. They got a few things out of there as well, and I let them work their own schedule. So it took a few years, but it was only 240 hours, you know. I would do the grunt work, you know, let the specialists do their work. And then I don't know if you saw the pictures, but we pulled the whole frame off of it. Our floor off the frame was hanging up, and it has a Suburban front suspension, a Silverado rear, and there's only about 2 feet of the original I-frame. And then set that back on there, and it has 16-inch airbags in the back because I didn't realize you'd have to drop the suspension to get the tires off. 8's in the front, and I switched the sliding doors to suicide doors, and pretty much finished it up there, and then I finished it myself on the inside.
So tell me, like, the back, you've got some intricate stuff. You've got this inside. There's this I don't even know, like a sculpture of an angel or like this.
I call Icarus.
It's Icarus. That's
no,
Icarus.
no. I always liked certain things, and I like Remington's Mountain Man because he was independent. I appreciate that. And Icarus I always liked because I'm sort of always pushing the envelope a little bit outside the box, and, you know, pushing just like the different
Flying too close to the sun.
Flying, yeah. So
it makes sense because if you wreck this, Icarus is taking your head off.
No.
Icarus is 100% killing you.
Yeah, this is not like OSHA approved. No, there's no doubt about it.
Even in here, this thing is so insane. I mean, top to bottom diamond plate. It's absurd. Every angle on this truck is like, it's almost like razor sharpened.
Oh yeah.
I was looking in the back, like there's like metal trim and everything. Like what was and you've got some like trinkets in the back.
Well, there's a purpose for that. And the purpose is, because of my other accidents, I don't want anybody to have to like take care of my backside and if I have an accident. So if I go out, I want it to be permanent.
So Jim,
so if I ever say I'm getting like old and something's gonna happen to me, nobody's gonna have to take care of me.
So,
no way.
So the truck is actually designed. I thought it was maybe not like a design accident, but actually designed to kill you if need be.
If
it's
need
sort
be,
of
that's
like
right.
it's the Kevorkian.
There's
van.
a purpose.
Very, very interesting. I wondered about that.
You got to figure the cost.
Yeah.
Cost and return.
But in the back, you've got like pictures of girls in like the '60s and pictures of the girls.
Oh, so they all represent age because in today's climate, which thank gosh we all die because the political part would kill me if I don't die.
I love this guy.
You got the '60s. She's hanging over there, you know, which way that's how we used to dance. That was in New York. And then you got the '70s, which was freedom. So she's taking a leak in the urinal.
Yeah.
And then you got the '80s, and that's actually a picture of when I was in Europe. And that's where they're off the track.
I love it.
So,
everything is there's a little bit of a statement everywhere.
well,
around the truck.
and the one about the gold.
Yeah.
Right, how people would bring the gold back in South America, and you didn't see it now, but we'd have like liter bottles of mercury. And everybody's worried about mercury. It didn't. My wife thinks it affected me. It never affected me. I don't think. And so you mix a little mercury with the gold dust, and it makes them into pancakes. That's what that is. A picture of gold pancakes. That gold dust. That picture.
Oh, this gold dust picture?
Yeah. Well, that was just help some people, and that was in South America. That was I used to do fun things, different things, and help people in different places, and anyway, and that was the plane, but that was the main runway, and that's gold. And you can't see it in the picture, but it was like the 49ers. You'd go in, I'd fly into Obamadi, and it was just, they were like little huts that you make out of, like metal. Yeah, he would sort of take your head off. And then actually there's the couple of things on the side were from a divider from Japan. Back from, I had them for 50, 60 years. Anyway, it's all insulated. There's rigid insulation and then plywood and then quarter-inch cork over the whole thing to absorb sound, and then more sound attenuation with these. And then the eye, of course, I like that.
Jim is so unique, and I think that amongst us enthusiasts, amongst people that find their interests in cars, there's sort of a sect for everyone here.
Yes.
To kind of be their own human being. That's right. And man, I just love it. I've met so many interesting people through this, and I just thought you guys had to meet Jim. You guys had to see this crazy vehicle because
what we got to do is the original intent with my buddy was to get a van, take it to Florida, tie it down, and do a burnout. But I don't think I made it. Now it's too nice to do a burnout in it.
Well,
because
it's
now
not too nice to do a burnout. So let's cut to a burnout.
Initially, I wanted this episode to be about the mega stats that this thing puts down. 500 horsepower, a 454 board 30 over, all the technical stuff. But to me, Jim is so much more interesting than the truck itself. The truck sort of is the embodiment of Jim. And it got me thinking, what do I want season 2 of Tim's Enthusiast Garage to really be about at its core? And honestly, I want it to be about the enthusiasts. My enthusiasm, other people's enthusiasm, and really what brings us together as car guys. This truck is a pretty great example. Again, this truck is Jim. What car defines you? Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you coming back for season 2. Season 2 is going to be epic. We've got so many cool cars coming up. I haven't even covered half the cars in my own collection yet. Again, thanks for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe.